Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. e5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and prepares to castle. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center, protects the pawn on e5, and eyes the d4 square. The Ruy Lopez opening develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6, the lone defender of the e5 pawn. a6 forces the bishop to decide exchange or retreat. Bishop a4 safely retreats the bishop, while keeping pressure on the knight. Knight f6 attacks the undefended e4 pawn and develops the knight at the same time. d3 protects the e4 pawn and allows the dark-squared bishop to develop. b5 takes space on the queen side, attacks the bishop on a4, and allows black to fianchetto the light-squared bishop to b7. This move puts the bishop on a safer square, developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. The bishop joins the board early, building a strong opening for white. The bishop is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This moves the bishop to safety. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Right on target. This is a fair move. Very precise. This activates a rook by developing it off of its starting square. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. The opening development is progressing well. This moves the pawn to safety. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This allows the opponent to pin a knight to the king. This overlooks an opportunity to pin a knight to the king. This permits castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. Both kings are castled and ready for the middle game. That's fine. This attacks a knight, winning a tempo when it moves away. This misses an opportunity to move a knight to safety. This missed an opportunity to punish a mistake. This kicks a bishop. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This overlooks a better way to offer an equal trade of pieces. This permits the opponent to take an open file with a rook. This threatens to win material through a tactic. This is not the right idea. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This is the way to win a pawn. Takes back. This is the strongest option. Recaptures. One of the best moves. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This allows the opponent to eventually win a pawn. This overlooks an opportunity to win material through a tactic. This wins a pawn. Right on target. This makes a passed pawn. A solid recapture by black, bringing a new piece into play. This is the only move that works. This is not the right idea. Very precise. This threatens to kick a knight. White activates the last piece, bringing all pieces into play. This is the strongest option. This wins a tempo by threatening a bishop and forcing it to move away. This defends the attacked bishop. This wins time by threatening a bishop and forcing it to move away. This moves the bishop to safety. A solid choice. This wins time by threatening a knight and forcing it to move away. This defends the attacked knight. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This passed pawn is a strong asset for white. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This moves the queen to safety. The bishop is kicked by a pawn. It must now move or be captured. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This is the way to win a pawn. Takes back. This attacks a queen, winning a tempo when it moves away. This moves the queen to safety. This wins a tempo by threatening a rook and forcing it to move away. This moves the rook to safety. This wins a tempo by threatening a queen and forcing it to move away. This moves the queen to safety. This wins time by threatening a rook and forcing it to move away. This is an equal trade. Recaptures, putting the piece on the blockade square. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This activates the king in the endgame by getting it off of the back rank.